diabetes.
We are back, and we have the full crew!
Yay!
Yay, I
Ah, fuck!
guess. Was that an orgasm I heard?
Andres, what did you think of Tusk?
Oh my god. I went in completely blind. I just know that it was made by Kevin Smith, and all I saw was...
Poor son of a bitch, you didn't know what it was about?
Right. I just know that somehow, based on a true story loosely, my friend Tony, he works at an AMC, so he got us in for free. And so he said, hey, I'm a casual Kevin Smith fan, and it's the only thing that I'm interested this week, so, hey, let's check it out and see it. And so we went in, and we saw the movie, and I was slowly going insane watching the movie because I kept asking myself, why? Why? I was like, what the fuck is this movie? Okay, so then the ending happened, where... Should I spoil the movie?
Spoilers for Tusk if you haven't seen it. By the way, it didn't do very well its opening weekend.
Okay. It was $3 million, and it only made $800,000. Opened at number 16.
Well, Andres, let me tell a quick story. Let me tell you a story.
Let me tell you a story.
Well, the whole reason why we're sitting here right now is because I became a really big fan of Smodcast in 2013. And I was like, hey, this is just like what we do when we get off the call whenever we do like World War G or something. And I'm like, why don't we just fucking do a Smodcast-style podcast with no topic, just fucking jump into it? And before we started doing SOS, like a couple months before, and for those of you who don't know the story of Tusk, Kevin Smith released a podcast called The Walrus and the Carpenter. So they read this article from Gumtree.com. So it was an advertisement going, looking for a lodger. Free of charge, but there's one condition. For 2 hours every day, you must wear a walrus costume and pretend to be a walrus.
You have to walk around the house going cuckoo cachoo.
And then Scott and Kevin were just like, this is a fucking horror movie. This is just about a dude getting turned into a walrus. By the way, guys, special effects on fucking Justin Long, phenomenal, incredible. Here's what I liked about it: you could still tell it was a suit, but that's the point, because it is actually a suit. But the face was amazing.
When you first saw that, first off, Bill was kind of out of his mind when we were watching it.
Yeah, I was a little off.
And when he first saw the walrus, he was like, "Oh!" He was like screaming. And of course, I'm doing the same thing, curling up in the Jake.
I'm so glad it wasn't spoiled, because the movie takes a long time to get to him being the walrus. It really takes its sweet ass time, which is fine. That's what monster movies should do. I like the movie.
I enjoyed the movie quite well.
I enjoyed it a lot. It's weird because it's not made like a movie, though.
Right, because I saw the movie, and I thought, as soon as I came after that movie ended, I was in shock, I was in disbelief, I was laughing hysterically out of my goddamn insane mind. I was like... I was kind of half crying, half laughing. My friend Tony was double face palming, and he said, "I'm so sorry, you guys. I didn't know. I didn't know." And one dude, there were only 6 people in the theater, and one dude, he was in front of us. He got up and stumbled his way out the theater room just with a blank expression on his face, like he doesn't know what was the thing he just saw.
It feels like a spoof of the Human Centipede.
Yeah. And then we saw the audio, and once we heard that audio, everything became clear.
Yeah. Well, if you don't, the problem is, it's one of those things that you have to know. The movie is one long inside joke.
Yeah.
Well, it's filmed more like a filmed version of a podcast conversation.
Yeah. That's why I love the movie.
That's why I think it works for people like us, because that's what we do.
Right.
So
we're the only sick bastards who would find this funny.
Here's the thing. I love the movie.
Me too.
My biggest problem with it, I have the same problem with Red State too, is that Kevin Smith is so excited to get these big actors. You got Johnny Depp for this, you got John Goodman in Red State. So whenever they have a scene, he doesn't cut it up at all. Everything that they shot is left in, which I appreciate. but it just goes on for too long. And it's like, can we go back to the walrus story now, please? And it's funny, but it's like, it's almost hilarious how long they linger on it, which I think is part of what makes it a filmed podcast, but I think it's one of the things one of the negatives, I suppose, of doing that. So, I wasn't crazy about that part of it, but overall, what really made me happy about it was nowadays we just live in a world of comic book adaptations and sequels and reboots. And porn. And we walked into that movie and I was like, we're watching like a new kind of movie.
I know.
Like, this is something I have never seen before. But it was funny because it was so reverential to other things that it was inspired by. I love the Jaws references. A lot of like the whole explaining these horrific events through dialogue. That's very Jaws. The Psycho reference you mentioned, all the podcast references, like that whole Brown Recluse thing is a reference to an early Smodcast episode. Michael Parks, fucking Michael Parks, man.
Love the guy.
God.
Oh my god, he's such a good actor.
You also get to see his versatility because then you get to see him as Professor Moussier.
Yeah.
And he's got short hair and he's like, and the goddamn spiders in my bathroom.
Yeah.
Barbecues.
A barracuda spider. The one thing I forgot from the podcast was that in the original podcast they were like, we have to reveal that he's done this more than once. This has happened before. There's been many Tusks. And I love how they revealed that in this movie.
Right. The underwater corpse.
Yeah, a whole scene. The scariest scene in the movie to me was when Michael Parks was dragging Justin Long into the water.
Yeah.
Because I was like, oh, how is he going to swim in that thing?
I was still wondering how he swam how he was able to swim.
I don't understand how he did.
Because the next scene he's on dry land.
Complicate this with logic.
It's a fucking podcast universe. There's no fucking logic.
That's true. It's true.
Portray lifeguards accurately.
We do not use the mouth-to-mouth system. It's extremely outdated.
So do you even, like, Andres, if somebody's drowning, do you run in slow motion or do you run in regular motion?
we prefer to run in fast motion, to prevent them from, dying.
Oh, right.
Don't take a risk.
What you're saying is that your job is to guard lives.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I thought it was to look sexy.
I thought your job was to, like sit around on a beach.
Just talk about life, man.
And occasionally, pull people out of the water when some idiot pretends to be a shark.
It was his idea. He made me do it. A what?
What kind of shark?
There's just some weird line delivery all over Jaws. I always like to point to the guy in the kayak who's like, "Hey, you guys okay over there?" Who sounds like a 1920s bully.
Yeah, see? You doing alright?
Yeah, you guys okay over there? What's up with the shark?
Well, look what we have here.
It's a great white shark.
Big shark, give me your lunch money.
Where the fat lady gets it, see? Yeah, the fat lady gets it.
That in the same scene, there's that woman who sees the shark go into the pond. It's like, there's a shark. There's a shark in the pond.
Yeah.
Hi, Megan Fox in the 1970s.
And the other guys up there like, what kind of shack? A tiger shark.
Tiger shark.
A what?
What?
Maybe it just turns out to be average size. It just balances itself out.
I'm not sure how midgets work, you guys. I know it's bad, but I just can't take them seriously. I saw X-Men, and I was like, why is he a midget? Why did he have to be a midget?
What do you think of the midget from Game of Thrones?
Oh yeah, that dude, he's awesome. He's an amazing actor. Yeah, he's the same guy.
Same actor.
Well, he's very good in X-Men Days of Future Past, bringing his own brand of bite-sized evil. It was just an odd choice to me. It's like that character has never been a midget before. It's just such an off-the-wall choice.
To be serious for a short moment, I always thought.
Whoa!
That wasn't even. That wasn't. That was a joke.
Apologize to Warwick Davis right now.
Warwick Davis, I apologize.
There is a special place in hell for the SOS crew.
No, you see, they're going to create a whole new circle of hell just for the 5 of us, and then another circle for Bill's fat.
Or they pick characters that are somewhat similar to each other to where you're like, okay, that's interesting. Where it's like Batman and Captain America. They're two superheroes that are pretty much have no real superpowers. It's all like physical.
I have a major problem with that death battle, though. I haven't watched it,
right?
But it happened already. They did fight once. Yeah, they fought in the comics in the 90s. In the Amalgam, those are the two heroes that fight. Was Batman and Captain America. I don't remember who won.
Captain America.
Here's why I think Death Battle felt justified, is because those fights, kind of like Superpower Beatdown, were fan voted. So the fans got to vote who would win.
Right.
Which is why when Aquaman fought the Submariner, it had the stupidest ending ever, because they had to come up with an excuse to have it happen, because there's no way Submariner would beat Aquaman.
Wait, Aquaman versus Submariner? That was a thing they did?
Yeah.
Because that's the fight everybody wanted to see.
Two characters that nobody gives a shit about will fight to the death.
Battle of the Seamen.
You slay me, Dylan.
Submariner had just dropped a whale on him, and it's like, but Aquaman can talk to the whale and be like, hey, Mr. Whale, don't fall on me. I'm sorry, sir. I can't help myself.
My pancreas.
I can't feel my spleen.
Type 2 whale onset diabetes.
Whale onset diabetes. I think whales can get diabetes. You guys, Andres was telling me about this before we started recording. Everybody has to shut the fuck up and just listen as he reads this word for word.
Okay.
This is fucking hilarious.
Preface. This better be the coolest fucking thing I've ever heard.
Woman suing Disney claims Frozen is based on her life story in a lawsuit worth $250 million.
Immediately the greatest thing I've ever heard. What the fuck? Wait a minute. Okay, question number one.
Okay.
Has she written her life story down?
Has she published her life story?
Is she able to freeze shit?
Does she have ice powers? Did she kill the dinosaurs?
Answer? Yes. What the fuck, Andres?
A woman is suing Disney for purportedly ripping off her life story in Frozen, the highest-grossing animated film of all time.
Throw that in there.
Isabella...
I wonder who's paying this guy's check.
Isabella Tanakuni said Frozen copies characters, the story, and plot of her autobiography, Yearnings of the Heart, which details...
Yearnings of the Heart. Yearnings of the Wallet, more like it.
Which details her transition from life in the Andes Mountains to American culture.
Okay, what did the real-life version of that snowman say about all this?
It turned out to be like Michael Keaton's Jack Frost.
Oh, jeez.
That's great.
The lawsuit is worth $250 million, according to TMZ, and Tanakuni's claims rest on the argument that Disney plagiarized her work rather than basing the movie on Hans Christian Andersen's book, The Ice Queen.
Here's why this is bullshit. Anybody could sue any movie ever for the very same reason, because films are supposed to be based on true human
emotions and reality.
Yeah, and we've all listen. The most out there fantasy is based on an actual human experience.
Yeah.
The hero's journey is just the journey. It's like a coming of age story.
Yeah.
It's like it's every story ever. So you can't sue a movie just because some of the events that happened in it kind of happened in your own life. Then I'd be able to sue Clerks in that way because I went to a job that I hated, even though Clerks was made the year I was born.
Oh yeah, well, why don't I just sue Robert Zemeckis because, like Forrest Gump, I grew up in the South.
I want to sue John Landis for making Werewolf in London simply because I'm slightly a hairy man. I'm gonna freaking sue him now because
it's the very same reason. Yeah, it's bullshit, and I hate it, and it makes me sad.
I'm sorry, I haven't been able to take any Walt Disney movie seriously. I'm not going to pull on it, I promise.
Okay, that's fine.
Ever since I read about the Pixar conspiracy theory.
I haven't been able to take any Walt Disney movie seriously since Walt Disney died.
I haven't been able to take any Walt Disney movie seriously since I think my balls dropped.
I mean, but who'd you fuck? I mean, all you had was a caveman chick and maybe some moss that you could fuck.
A caveman chick.
Alright, a cave chick for the layman out there.
But, you know, it reminds me of this meme I saw where it's like, here's a caveman. He has great exercise. He eats like fresh meat. He
He
goes out in the sun all day. Dies at 20.
He's living the healthiest life that a caveman can lead, and then he just dies at like 12. What do you think they did? Do you think they just like, I don't know, like, I mean, I know caveman is like a really nondescript term, like, oh, which caveman? It's like, I don't know, the one that lived in caves.
They ran mammoths off of cliffs and killed them, and now we're scared of spiders.
The ones that slide down the tails of dinosaurs while screaming yabba dabba doo.
Yeah, truly they're the more sophisticated bunch than us. But aren't you glad you live in that world where, like, the thing that you have the thing in your daily life that you could be most afraid of is a spider, instead of like, oh shit, a fucking saber-toothed tiger just came into my house. Let me just grab my wooden spear and murder it, and then consume its flesh in front of my children.
I mean,
like, aren't you glad you don't live in that world? Like, that'd be so stressful.
Or this, like, it's like if
pretty badass though.
Like, the thing is, when you were born in those days, any kind of like deformities or broken limbs or medical problems, once you have any of those, you're basically as good as dead. Here,
everybody in this call would be fucked. We'd all be dead for a week.
It's like if the real zombie apocalypse happened, we all fucked. The first 30 minutes of the apocalypse.
I mean, like,
we have no fucking chance. Okay,
no way. I tried sprinting like 10 feet once, and I almost popped up. I couldn't run away from the zombies. Either running or walking dead, I couldn't run more than 10 feet. I'd be like, fuck, I gotta stop.
We live in an age where the term survival of the fittest has never been more dead.
I don't know. I'm glad I live in a world where that's not a fact.
I love Bill's definition of exercise. One time I sprinted like 10 feet. Real cross country running.
It was a true decathlon, if I may say so myself.
I had to get from my bedroom to the bathroom. It was pretty intense.
By the time I got there, I was sweating. Let me tell you.
And don't get me started on those rickety old stairs.
He's wearing a helmet.
But it's nothing like his badass helmet from the movie.
Yeah, it looks nothing like the comics. It doesn't look like the movies or like the comics. I don't know what's going on.
Why does the raccoon look like it wants to eat my face?
Yeah, what'd they do to Rocket? Listen, I don't watch cartoons anymore. I don't watch TV at all. So, I don't even watch Doc...
You should watch Universe. And some Bionic Titan.
Fat Bill saying, I'm a fucking artist. I'm sensitive as shit.
What? When did I say that?
There you go, David. Spouting random shit that has nothing to do with what we're talking about.
Hang on. Everybody.
This has a point.
Everybody listen to me. Dave, I'm legitimately concerned about your mental condition. Are you okay? Tell me your full name. Tell me your full name.
Wait. It's David.
Tell me your full...
According to Facebook.
Okay. Alright. What giant monsters have attacked your city? Name all of them in film, comic books, TV, video games, my fantasies. Tell me. In order.
This includes giant babies.
Fuck you! That's a trick!
Suffering from cases of dementia and paranoia, alright?
David was sent to a psychiatric hospital in northern Nevada.
He keeps referring to himself as Gorzard. I believe we've lost him.
I believe we've lost him. Every now and then we go there and we go there with a fish and we throw it into the little terrarium.
It's wrapped in a newspaper.
What I get?
I love you, Dave. One tear. I put my Indian headdress back on and leave.
What I get the funny feeling that Bill is going to grow out mutton chops and just attend.
That has nothing to do with what we're talking about.
What?
Oh, I thought it did. Bill,
no!
Point.
I can barely grow facial hair as it is. Why am I growing mutton chops? What am I, an 1800s fucking lodger or some shit?
I don't know, but you're going to have a partner to just randomly ask, we wouldn't happen to have any silver bullets, would we?
What does it have to do with what we're talking about?
I thought it had a point. Bill said so.
Hang on.
Say has a point.
Hang on. First things first, why are you referencing the 2010 version of the Wolfman? And two... what does that have to do with what we're talking about?
Alright, I will answer that honestly, because A, Bill, everybody lies, and B,
what does that have to do with
you thought that Andres lived in San Diego.
What does that have to do with what we're talking about?
first one is The Toil. This is a Malaysian ghost story.
So it's more of a bootleg of another well-known story from Japan.
Yeah, this one is about a young New Yorker who gets bat powers and builds a cave under his house and becomes Spider-Man. That's the actual description of Batman.
Wait.
That was an actual Batman Begins bootleg that came out.
Oh my god!
I don't remember the details though. It would be way funnier if I had access to it.
A New Yorker got bat powers and became Spider-Man.
Yep. Hang on, let me see.
I want to know what the back says in broken English. Then Bruce, wrath parents, loved parents so much he sad when died. Then went to
died.
Then went mountains.
Here we go. I got it.
Train with a Razman.
Hang on, I actually have it.
You sound like an American trying to tell the story of Batman to a Native American, and then afterwards the Native American's like, "I speak perfect English, you son of a bitch."
No, I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear it. I want to read it.
Then Man-Bat came town. Then in town fought people. Big punch, low kick.
Then man who laugh, stab man with pin.
Then man sound like bird. Shot with umbrella.
Alright, here we go. This is it.
Alright, here we go.
Batman Begins. When being a child, Bruce Wayne had witnessed with his young the fact his parents of millionaire were killed cruelly. So I can't do it.
They know English so good.
So affected his strong desire of revenging his parents.
Revenging his parents?
However, God had never given him a chance to fulfill his will.
Oh, what? Shit. He's like, fuck you, God. Why'd you have to kill Joe Chill for me?
Let me become Spider-Man, God! Well, hang on, we're getting to that.
Is this suddenly turning into a Daimoshin movie?
Following the advice of Roz, with a dash in the middle, Al Ghul, the chief of Ninja Group, Bruce come to get, which was a corrupted city filled with various crime groups. Oh no. Bruce found a basement under his villa, in which the equipment turned him into another person, Spider-Man. With this mask, Spider-Man stroke all criminal activities and criminals everywhere, such as Tugin, the chief of
stroking
Mafia.
Criminals? Is that what I'm hearing?
Yes. The chief of Mafia, Dr. Jack Straw, the abnormal drug trafficker.
Jack Straw.
Even a mysterious opponent's quite familiar with him, and that's it.
This is just exactly as I envisioned it.
Oh, you sent me a link? Oh, I don't do this sort of thing anymore. This goes against my code of ethics, like Frozen.
And not watching Kill Bill.
What the fuck? What is this? Back out. Whoa. What is this?
What the?
What?
It's infuriating. Oh, God!
The title of the... Oh, God. Oh, no.
Oh!
Look at his eyes widen. Oh, God. Oh.
Whoa.
All right.
Whoa. What? Oh, God.
Is anyone else reminded of Horror of the Gargantuous?
I like how she, wipes off. He's smiling. Yeah.
I never want to see that again. So, October 26, 2012, someone said to himself, you know what, I'm going to take this specific scene
what the fuck
from
did I
Getting
just
Giant to the 20th century and upload it to YouTube so that over 1,000 people can see it.
Yeah.
Why?
Well, here's the thing, the movie has a really booming, epic soundtrack.
Booming like that Yeti's boner after she touched his nipple. Ooh. But I love how the makeup is fucking really minimalistic, and then they show the close-up of the nipple, and it pulsates really fucking disgustingly realistically. And it's so they spent all this money on making this hyper-realistic Yeti nipple.
Yep.
And then the rest of the movie looks like it was shot with $10 and a ham sandwich. It's I love how the producer and the scriptwriter must have been So I got this movie about this giant Yeti. It's a big King Kong ripoff, and I want to make it. And it's like, all right, so we got this amount of money. It's not crazy budget, but it should suffice. They've done worse over there in Japan. All right, but I got this scene, right? And it's the first scene we're going to shoot. And it's like, oh, okay, cool. What is it? Is it a fight scene? Is it a love scene? What is it? No. Well, it's kind of a love scene. It's we're going to have them touch the Yeti's nipple. And the producer must have been like, genius.
That might be the most pointless but like charming sequence in cinema history. That just charmed the pants right off me. Literally, my pants are off. My nipples are out, and I'm rubbing them. So, what have you boys been up to? Andres, what have you been doing? You been guarding lives at the local pool?
Yeah, well, there's not much going on. Now we're like in the off season, so there would be like 2 hours would go by where there's nobody in the pool. So I'm just chilling. I'm thinking to myself, wow, I'm getting paid to look at an empty pool.
I'm not going to ask this question because this is a little. This might be digging a little deep, but it's like, all right. So how far would you be willing to go for this job of yours? Like in terms of the pay grade, in terms of the level of respect you get, in terms of your enjoyment. But let's say a psychopath is in the pool.
Uh-huh.
And he literally thinks that he is a great white shark.
Uh-huh.
I don't mean he's pretending. I mean he's like, yeah. I am a
he is a clear danger to everyone around him.
He's a problem, right? He has literally got now. Like he's a big fat guy, right? Like I don't mean like husky. I mean like fucking rolls and like there's literally fat hanging off his body and dragging behind him. He's got to pull it like a fucking chain.
For some reason, he doesn't think he's a whale shark.
No, he thinks he's a great white because he's got a good body image despite how the rolls and the people who fell. Anyway, I'm painting too detailed of a portrait here.
Bill's looking at a mirror while he's describing this.
I start crying.
Shark in denial. Shark in denial.
No. So he gets out of the pool, he goes over to his chair, and he just whips out like this permanent, deadly, poisonous gray spray paint. Mm-hmm. And he just starts spraying himself, and he gets it in his eyes, and he starts freaking out, he starts flailing. He jumps into the pool, big, like half the water got out of the pool.
You see, I've seen him like spray paint himself and getting in his eyes. At that point, I automatically activate the emergency action plan, blow the long whistle, let the second lifeguard know. At which point, he gets to the call box, he notifies the front desk, let him know we have a pool emergency, we evacuate the pool, we get everyone out of the pool into the parking lot. Be aware of the situation. Know that I can't get near to him because he himself is a clear danger to my own, self-being. So at which point we just make sure everyone else is out of the pool area and be sure that the authorities get here as quickly as possible.
But what if he jumps into the pool and after everybody's gone, he starts swimming around, right?
Yeah.
Cops come in and they're like, oh no, I don't know why he's Canadian, but he is. Oh no, I'm afraid we didn't bring the diving gear, We can't get him out of there. You're a trained lifeguard, why don't you jump in there and get him out? You ever seen Jaws? You gotta jump in there.
I can't because one of the first rules of lifeguarding is never enter a situation.
No, I'm a police officer, The laws, your silly lifeguard rules don't apply. This is law and order now. Haven't you seen the show? Dun 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 dun. He just starts. I don't know why he starts singing the theme song. And he's like, if you don't jump in there and fuck around and stop him, I'm gonna shoot you.
What the fuck? Okay, I guess he's the bigger danger than the fat guy.
But once you jump in, that guy's gonna fucking tear you apart. Do you think you'd have good odds though? You're a young strapping man. I've met you in person. You could fuck up somebody if you really tried.
I think you have too much faith in me.
You're a little scrapper. You could fuck him up. You're my beautiful Mexican child. So the police guard forces you to jump in the pool, and the guy is swimming around. He's like. He's trying to do the Jaws theme underwater, but it's not really working because the water's canceling out the dun 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 dun.
So he's just going.
Yeah. So he's swimming around. He starts coming at you. What's your first move? What's your first? I'm a trained lifeguard. I'm Andres Perez, aka Kaiju. What's your first move? Being a fan of giant robots and kaijus and all that. What's your first move?
How about a rocket punch, motherfucker?
He dodges and he just fucking grabs you.
Andres, can you rocket punch in real life? Is that a thing you can? I would.
Also underwater, like it's gonna drag and shit.
Hey, Dylan, in my fantasy, it can.
All right.
No, but this is Andres. Don't bring your bullshit. This is real life we're talking about now.
Damn it, Andres, this shit is real.
Here's the other problem. Like, all the paint is, like, coming off him now in the water, and it's, like, fucking clouding up the water, so now you can't really see where he is. So, you're fighting with him, you're grappling with him, like in Creature from the Black Lagoon.
Yeah. Well, hey, wait, it's gonna be that scene from what's it called, Mighty Peking Man, where the dude is wrestling with the dead shark body?
No, isn't that an ape?
Yeah, Abe, yeah. I'm just gonna be just wrestling with him, like, get over here.
Oh, no, Andres, he's fighting back. This dude's fucking enormous. He's like 500 pounds of... He's a 20-footer with 3 tons on him. It's fucked up. Alright, so let's say by some miracle you manage to outmaneuver him, and you, like, I don't know, you punch him and he gets a cramp and he drowns.
Wait, if he thinks that he's an actual shark, all I gotta do is suck him in the nose and he's down.
Alright, there you go. You sock him in the nose and you start swimming up.
Mm-hmm.
You think you've beaten this guy. You think you've outdone the psycho Canadian police officer who's forced you into the water. You've raised out victorious. You rise up. You think you're Godzilla. You fucking rise up. You just beat your chest like King Kong. And then the police are like, yo, that guy totally just murdered that fat guy in the pool. Because the Canadian police officer ran away.
I'm a victim of circumstances.
What's your next move?
I don't know, maybe it's kind of like one of those badass moments where, like, as soon as I, like, just murder the fuck out of my opponent, I just sit there and just stand there and wait for the authorities to take me in, like a boss, you know? I'm just, like, staying there, like, yeah, come at me, bro.
And one of them's like, hey, is that Kaiju Noir from YouTube? You're like, yeah, I am, officer, I am Kaiju Noir from YouTube.
Oh,
I fucking hate that guy.
He gave a bad review to Gappa the Triphibian Monster.
And then another one's like, hey, that's that guy who did Gamera-Palooza, right? And you're like, no, that's not me. Fucking shoot him. And they just fucking shoot you because they think you're me.
And then it's that one stupid meme where, like, that awful song just plays when I'm being shot.
It's like that Justin Bieber thing from fucking... What was that? Was that Law & Order or was that CSI or something?
I want to say that was CSI.
I think that was CSI. I think that was CSI Miami, where he just gets the shit shot out of him. So Andres, what would you do in that situation?
Well, I'd be lying there dead, Bill.
In your memorial, which I would clearly go to, I would make a lot of jokes. If there's one thing I could say about Andres, it's that he truly was a beautiful Mexican child. And
of all the SOS members I have met in my life, he was the most human.
I would say that that's probably true. And then I would insist that the beautiful Mexican child thing would be written on your headstone, like it says Andres Perez, Kaiju reviewer, giant robot fanatic, beautiful Mexican child.
Of all the Mexicans I ever drunkenly punched in the stomach.
So David has just joined us from the depths of the hell of McDonald's. David, you just said you had a story, so tell the story.
Well, first of all, I'm not going to call you Fat Bill anymore, because I found 2 worthy names to replace that, Bill.
God, no, what is it?
The first one is the Chinless Wonder.
Oh, I like it.
Oh, I kind of like that.
The second...
I'll take that. Chinless Wonder. That's an episode title.
The second, and this is my favorite one, and it's more simple. Maybe I should call you Mr. TUSK.
Why?
Didn't you see TUSK?
I think he's calling you...
I'm basically calling you a fucking walrus.
He's calling you a walrus.
Wow.
God damn it. If I explain the joke, it's not funny.
Well, it wasn't funny to begin with. You're also comparing me to Justin Long, who gets mad pussy, so I'm cool with that.
I'm comparing you to the walrus version of Justin Long.
Also got mad pussy.
What?
He also Speaking of that, let's get to the game portion, since that's why we waited for David to arrive finally. So Dave, we're gonna play a little game. I would almost bet money that you're not going to know what this game is. Not because I'm, like, you know, saying that you're an idiot or anything, but just because it does not strike me as a Dave...
he's just simply repeating what Adam said yesterday and that you are an idiot.
I'm just gonna assume that this is a white man's game.
I mean, yeah,
It's pretty white. Andres is very familiar with it.
It's his favorite childhood game. Dave, have you ever heard of Mad Libs?
Mad Libs, where you take like a noun or a pronoun or a verb and put it in like some sort of.
Holy shit, he knows what it is!
I was hoping he wouldn't know what it was, because then I was going to say, have you ever heard of Loco Libs?
So I was right. This is a white man's game.
This is a white man's game. And just because I don't know how Future Bill decided to edit this, I'll briefly restate the rules for the listeners. Basically, there's going to be a piece of writing, and a bunch of words are going to be taken out, and we have to put new words in. And yours truly wrote this one.
Oh, so it's going to be a masterpiece.
It's going to be amazing. Now, when I was a young lad, when I say young lad, I mean like I was 4 or 5. I had the inkling to write a Christmas special for Godzilla. Sadly, however, I would love to read it on air. That'd be magical. Sadly, I don't have it anymore. So you guys are going to help me rewrite it. And we're going to do it in the style of Mad Libs. So this piece is entitled Godzilla, the Holiday Special.
Time for G-Force to celebrate Life Day.
Adam, give me a plural noun.
Nutcrackers.
Nutcrackers.
I like this.
Dave, can you give me a noun?
Titty grinders.
That's plural, but I'm just gonna put titty grinder. Andres, give me an adjective.
Sloppy?
Floppy.
No, sloppy.
Sloppy.
Of course, Bill went right to floppy.
Dylan, give me a location.
The planet Raxacoricophalopatorius.
Dave, Adam, did I go to you yet? Yeah, you were the first one. So, Adam, give me another plural noun.
Bushes.
This is a weird night. Bill's talking about floppy. Adam's talking about bushes. I don't know where I live anymore.
David, give me a verb.
A verb.
An action word, yes.
A sweet kitten dominated by a big black tiger.
God damn it, David.
Damn it, Davis.
Dominate is a verb. Would you like to use dominate?
Just put dominate.
Adjective. Andres, give me an adjective.
Psychotic?
Psychotic?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's an adjective. Psychotic. I totally know how to spell.
No, wait, bloodthirsty.
Dylan, give me a verb.
Let's just go with an easy one. Fuck.
Oh, it needs to be an ing word, so I'm gonna put fucking.
Oh, yeah.
Adam, give me a noun, please.
Cross.
David, give me an occasion. Like a holiday or a time. Give me an occasion.
Oh, holiday. Okay, Krampus.
Yeah. That's a verb. I mean, that's a noun. Krampus.
It's part of the holiday.
Just make
Krampus knocked. Andreas, give me an adverb ending in ing.
Sexting.
Sexting. I need a noun from Dylan.
Dragon Ball.
Adam, give me a verb.
Rimming.
So I'm gonna put rim. David, give me a plural noun.
Chinless Wonders.
Dylan, give me a verb ending in ing.
Defrosting.
Andres, give me a noun.
Al Pacino.
Adam, give me a noun.
Cheese.
All right, David, give me a sound effect.
Fuck. How about the sound that Bill makes whenever he goes into bed and then a whole bunch of people die as a result of the wave he causes?
That's not a sound effect.
Fap?
No,
Yes.
if you're creating a wave, I imagine.
Dave, should I put that?
It would sound like
Fap.
Dylan, give me a verb.
Jesus, we're still going.
We're almost done. We're in the last couple sentences.
Poop.
Andres, give me an adjective.
Painful.
Adam, can you give me a body part?
He already gave you bushes.
Clitoris. Part of the job.
David, give me a noun.
If you can find it.
Coitus.
Andres, give me a verb.
Shot.
What is a fat bill?
A noun.
Shot. Dylan, give me a sound effect.
Swoop.
Adam, give me an adjective, and I think that's it.
Brown.
And David, give me a time of day.
Hammer.
Hammer time? Okay, I'll take that. David, I'm sending you the story now. This is the Godzilla Christmas special, read by David Joshua Hernandez.
So shall I read it in
God help us all.
Shall I read it in a British accent?
Yes,
Read it in your guy
please do.
voice. Read it in your guy voice.
All right.
Yes! Oh, yeah, Dave, do your Gyra voice from the Kaiju Spotlight episode.
All right.
All right, read it in 3, 2, 1. Let's enjoy.
It was Christmas Eve in Tokyo, and all of the Nutcrackers were preparing for the coming day titty grinder. The tree was sloppy in the planet Raxacarigophalapatorius. The shop windows were filled with bushes, and last-minute shoppers hurried to dominate. However, something was missing, something bloodthirsty. Everyone was fucking, where their favorite cross was Godzilla, who always celebrated Krampusknatch. With the people, he devoted his life to sexting.
Please repeat that last part.
Take it from with the people.
Okay. However, something was missing. Something bloodthirsty. Everyone was fucking where their favorite cross was Godzilla, who always celebrated Krampusnatch with the people he devoted his life to sexting.
Godzilla was sexting the people.
Every year, Godzilla always put the Dragon Ball. Should I continue?
Yeah.
Every year, Godzilla always put the Dragon Ball on top of the tray, and the good people of Tokyo want to rim without the king of all Chinless Wonders. They quickly went to work defrosting Godzilla to the city. They commandeered the nearest nuclear Al Pacino and started eating Godzilla's favorite cheese. The king of the monsters couldn't resist and quickly arrived, letting out a great big fap fap. Godzilla then pooped all of the radiation. The people of Tokyo were painful at Godzilla's arrival. The king responded in kind. He grabbed the Allen and reached up with his mighty clitoris. Placed it on top of the
He reached up with his mighty clitoris.
Oh, God.
What have we done to Christmas?
and reached up with his mighty clitoris and placed it on top of the coitus. All the people of Tokyo shot as Godzilla let out a mighty swoop. It was the brown Christmas Eve. All except for all the radiation sickness. Merry Christmas to all, and to all a good hammer time.
Because they released radioactive Al Pacino, so everybody died of radiation sickness.
What is a radioactive Al Pacino? Where do I buy one? Where do I buy one?
And that kid is young Bill's vision of the Godzilla Christmas special.
Yeah, like, I try to find someone to compare him to in terms of his popularity or just his style, but the closest I can find is Robin Williams, and even when I ask my mom, like, would you say he's like the Mexican Robin Williams? And my mom would be like, oh no, this guy's much bigger.
Although he looks a little bit more like a Mexican Jerry Lewis. He seems like a Mexican Robin Williams.
He strikes me in that way, too.
Just wondering, David, have you ever had any sort of exposure or connection to Chespirito?
Yeah, definitely. If you haven't, then you're not Latino. But yeah, I watched.
So that's been affirmed for me tonight.
Oh yeah, I watched El Chavo de Ocho and the Crimson Grasshopper. What's it called in Spanish again? Chapulín Colorado. Yeah, I watched those all the time when I was a kid because when we had basic cable, like Cox cable, they had also these Latin channels, and I'm not talking about Telemundo and Univision, like these other ones that aired these two shows mainly, and that's how I was exposed to not only those characters, but that actor as well. I did not understand them. I mean, I spoke Spanish, but even up to this day, there's still some words in Spanish that I don't understand, but what was really funny about those shows was the character performance.
See, white people don't have any celebrities that you guys don't know about.
Do we? I mean, do you know who, like,
Whitey McWhiterson.
Who Matthew Perry is? Oh, don't know. Like who's a traditionally white celebrity?
Who's just like the whitest person?
Griffith? I don't know.
Who's the whitest? Yeah, do you know who Andy Griffith is?
Oh, I know Andy Griffith.
Of course, you
know him.
See, this is just making me sad
we
now.
We don't have any secret celebrities. We need to band together as a people.
Create celebrity.
Create some secret celebrities.
Can we nominate ourselves for that?
Sure. Then one day we'll die, and some like white person will be talking about it, and their Mexican friends will be like, "Who?"
You guys would know.
You guys never know of a man named Billy Wurster?
Nickname Fat Bill.
Fat Billy Wurster.
Fat burrito or something.
So let me get to this. So we have a big announcement.
The Hobbit and
we have known about this for a while, for a couple months now. We've been waiting for the proper opportunity.
Hold on, we need to have like that bomb,
The Sons of Serizawa are going to have a live panel podcast at G-Fest 2015.
Now, we don't really have all the details yet on that, do we?
Now, I say that. I've talked to our proper contacts today, and it is a go. We have the room. It's official. It was put in early enough where it's a permanent part of the schedule. We're not going to get bumped around or anything. So it looks pretty solid that we're going to be at G-Fest and do a live podcast. Which
perfect opportunity to make an ass of myself.
That was my response. Was we're going to look like total dicks. No, but there's a lot to get through with this, so let's just kind of knock it out.
The audience is just going to be filled with 2 or 3 people.
It's just going to be chickens.
It's just going to be chickens in the audience.
Like the Muppet Show.
Chickens and a bunch of pissed off spiders that we think that they're horrible.
I know there are some people on...
are you that Bill guy? Oh shit, they know.
I know there are some people over on Toho Nation that follow our work that would really like to go to G-Fest. Well, here's another reason.
We got a smaller room. Talked to our contact, who shall remain nameless, per their request, he or she. We requested a smaller room because, listen, we love and appreciate all of our fans out there, all of our listeners. We wouldn't be doing this without you guys, but our audience is it's not ballroom level, especially because it's like we have a fairly large audience online, but then it's a matter of they then have to pay to go to G-Fest.
Yeah.
And that's
right. I mean, realistically looking, like of all the people who we saw at G-Fest, only 2 of them knew who we were.
Yeah, so
I think most
it's a matter of practicality, and a matter of we don't want to be playing to a half-empty room, and a matter of all that stuff. So we're going to play a smaller room. We're going to play a 20 or 30 seater, which is still pretty big in my estimation.
I think most of the people that show up are going to be out of curiosity, honestly.
Well, that's
we are Serizawas. We make fart, sex, and poop jokes all the fucking time.
But we won't do it here because this is a family friendly.
Well, let me get through all this. We have the 20 to 30 room. We don't know. We have no idea what day or time it's going to be. That's still to come. The schedule is still yet to be written. So I'm going to get that soon. And as soon as I get it, we'll talk about it on the podcast, and you guys can make your plans. But here's the thing, and this is kind of the bitch of it all. Again, this is all fantastic, and it's. Do we even have to say how amazing this is that we're going to do a live podcast?
The fact that we are now part of contributing to the very community that has given us so much entertainment.
Those are some mighty strong words there, Andres.
Needless to say, we made quite the splash last year. No.
Yeah, it's Well, here's the thing. We don't have all the exact details yet. Again, time, day. We don't know exactly what room it is. I know the general location. It's going to be in downstairs. I think it's called the Kennedy Wing. It's a bunch of smaller rooms, and we'll be in one of those. We don't have the exact program laid out for what exactly is going to be on the podcast. But we are going to be doing a more tight version of the podcast. Here's kind of the bitch of the whole thing. As awesome as it is and as amazing as it is, G-Fest is a family-friendly venue.
Yeah.
We can do that.
And we were informed that we wouldn't be able to curse. And I was like, that might be a problem.
Shit.
It's like, listen, I would like to think, in a perfect world, that this show is not completely defined by the cursing.
Yes, it is. Oh, it totally is.
That's the problem, though. But listen, we're not though. We're smart guys. We can work something out. It will be the tip of the iceberg in terms of what we do week to week on the podcast. But it'll also be tighter. The thing that I think will be cool about it is it'll be it'll be more of a performance. We'll be performing for an audience. We'll be doing more active things. It won't just be us talking. We're definitely gonna do a brief Q&A. We've also talked about, and again, I won't give details yet because we don't know all the details ourselves yet. We have mentioned maybe doing interviews of people who were at the convention, bringing them on for 5 or 10 minutes. We have a couple of activities planned based around that. So it's going to be active. It's not just going to be the 5 of us up there going, oh, so you guys know how tall the 2003 Godzilla is.
I actually thought that's what we were going to do in the first place.
Can that be? Because that sounds pretty funny.
Listen, it's going to be good. I promise that we're going to plan it out and it'll be great. And here's why I say that. If you're a fan of SOS and you've ever thought to maybe go to G-Fest, please, for the love of God, go and then come to our panel. And I say that because we really want to make a good impression on the people, on the good folks running the convention this year. That's why we're going to be really strict with the no cursing and kind of keep it all ages, because we want to come back.
Also, we're gonna have a bunch of our fans just go up there and just start quoting our most horrible things. We say like "fuck her right in the pussy."
Also,
right in the pussy.
Also, it's always great, and I know this only happened to us twice the last time, but it's always great to meet a fan, you know?
Yeah, absolutely. So, if you're going, if you have thought of going, please, do your best to come, and we'd love to meet everybody, and we'd love to interact with our listeners and everything, so, it's gonna be, I promise you, it'll be a good show. I absolutely promise it. And we're gonna do our best to make it even better than that. So, but first things first, before we get into this, Happy New Year's, guys. Happy New Year.
Happy
2015.
And 2015 started off so great. The New Year's special was fantastic. I thought, I was listening back to it earlier, really, really good stuff. Kind of a good mix of our normal stuff of being, sometimes kind of insightful and sometimes heartfelt, but then also the really down and dirty type of humor that we like to get into on this podcast.
No conceitedness in this whatsoever.
Yeah, so, and as I'm sure you fine folks out there listening remember, we made a little announcement at the end of the last episode of SOS. Not just a little announcement, a pretty big fucking announcement that we were all very excited about, very enthusiastic about. Mm-hmm. And that, of course, was that we were going to get a panel at G-Fest. We were going to do a live podcast there, that we were going to do a little show there.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's revelation time. That's not happening anymore.
Yeah. So, well, we're not going to spend a crazy amount of time on this. Just kind of stress the main points. But basically, here's the basic gist of it. We found out about this from our contact a while ago. And everything that we were told up to this point seemed that it was pretty much a lock-in that it was going to go down, which is the ultimate reason why I waited so long to make the announcement was because I wanted to make sure that we had enough time for everything to be put in place, and also that anything that could go wrong would have time to go wrong.
We should have waited a little fucking longer.
Waited at least 3 weeks longer because, what was it? It was the 2 days after we make the announcement publicly, we got a little message from the good folks over at G-Fest that, they don't want us there. So, yeah.
That might be wording it a bit strongly. Basically, what the situation is they're worried, and in reflection, they're probably right.
They're more than right. They really are.
That the family-friendly image of G-Fest and what we do don't exactly jive, and that's completely fair.
And here's the thing. Here's the thing. We were willing to put on a more family-friendly rendition of our show, but the main problem is that the fact that we are connected to this show, which is completely not family friendly, and so imagine this, where you have a situation where, let's say, little Jimmy comes to G-Fest with his mom, and
I'm little Jimmy, and I'm going to say Sons of Serizawa Podcast panel down at G-Fest, Mom. Okay, Jimmy, go ahead.
And so
he walks in there with his lollipop, right? And he sits there, his belly's kind of hanging out, his pants are riding up a little bit
sailor outfits that parents used to dress their kids in.
Yeah, he's wearing that. And then we come out and we say our stuff, and we're being
it's shocking that he didn't get his ass kicked before
and he's like, I'm going to watch the Sons of Serizawa Podcast when I get home. So he goes home, he types up the Sons of Serizawa Podcast, and he hears us talk about, plane jizz. Yeah, that's exactly what happens. He hears us talk about plane jizz, and he's like, Mommy, guess what I learned today? And then Mommy gets all crazy, and she goes, how dare you have this stuff at G-Fest, you horrible, horrible people. And then it just gets really bad, and the white and everything like that.
And the badness, and the lady. Right. It's a lose-lose situation for everyone.
Yeah, that's basically what I wanted to stress with this was, you know what, we're disappointed that it couldn't happen, but ultimately, the people at G-Fest were totally right. We're not mad at the folks who run G-Fest. We totally understand their reasons, and as disappointing as it is that it's not going to happen, ultimately, the bygones are bygones. There's no bad feelings around or towards anybody. We're not going to do any finger pointing. We took care of our snarkiness already, so we had to get that out of the way. But just honestly, we like what the people who run G-Fest do over there, and we don't want to in any way be involved with ruining their image or. It would have been a lose-lose situation all around because by virtue of going there, we would have had to water down the show and censor it and cut out all the stuff that I think makes the show the show. So it would have been bad for them. It would have been bad for us. And ultimately, I'm kind of glad that things went down this way. I wish they would have gone down a little bit sooner, but
I just know that I would have slipped up.
Somebody would have pulled out their dick while they're sitting at the table. Little Jimmy would have been right there. He would have been.
You got to be comfortable, Bill, when you're doing your podcast.
Mommy, what's a penis?
Remember when Daddy got out of the shower that one time, and you said there was a snake looking at you? That was the snake.
You got to be comfortable when you're doing your podcast, and if that means doing the whole thing, fucking with your dick out, whatever,
You got to rock out with your cock out.
Exactly. That phrase could never be more accurate than
you want to replicate the home environment because that's where you usually do this stuff. So
It's funny enough. Supposedly David he's pretty light skinned, so it's like all this is unnecessary.
We put a Danny Trejo mask on him.
He also used to look way different than he does now. I remember when I first became friends with him on Facebook, he looked completely different than the way he looks now.
Are you talking back then when he had like red and black hair?
Yeah, exactly. You know the picture I'm talking about.
Yeah. What did he call that? What did he call that? He made an album where he pictures with him with the red hair, and he gave himself like a special name or like this is like some Electric David or something. I don't know. Just to let everyone know, for any of you who are friends with David, you have access to these images.
If you're friends with David Joshua Hernandez or David Gorzard Hernandez, as he's known on Facebook, then you have access to these images and you can mock him. Oh wow!
Oh my God!
Let's all just spend the next couple of minutes just
absorb
shitting on Electro David.
See, it's stuff like this where I'm like,
what have I gotten myself into?
No, see, half of these pictures are him trying to be that dude, and then the other half are him trying to be Bruce Lee. It's kind of
it's really confusing.
He didn't know what he wanted to do with his life.
He was still thinking about it. The old, not the old, but the newer ZGC intro actually had footage of this version of David, not the Electro David, the earlier one, because I said to David, I was like, I need footage of you for the new intro.
Yeah.
And he was like, okay. So he's like, this is the only footage of me that I can send you. And he was really young, and it was this kung fu movie that he made.
Yeah.
And I was like, I didn't know you knew actual martial arts. He's like, yeah, I did. And I'm like, wow, what happened to that guy?
Just worked at McDonald's.
He started working at McDonald's, I guess.
Maybe he should take up photography, because I look at this picture in particular, and it's very like introspective. Like, I feel like if this picture was like in black and white, people would look at it and be like, that is art.
By the way, I have to watch that movie with the English dub for one reason. There's a lot of English in the Japanese version, and it all sounds awful.
Which movie are we talking about? But we're still talking about
Biollante.
Yes, there's a lot of English. I remember.
Oh, it's so bad.
But it's so much comedy gold, man.
It's poor Dr. Sharigami, man. He is really putting his heart and soul into it, but Jesus Christ, I can't understand a word he's saying.
I watched a lot of kung fu movies over the past 2 days, and there's a lot of that going on.
Yeah. I have to watch it with the English dub. I have to. Also, I can't hear Gondo with a different voice, because that is Gondo's voice. The Citrovino stuff's no good for you. Stick to smoking. Oh, Gondo's such a fucking badass.
See, if he doesn't hear Gondo's English voice, he can't have those wonderful wet dreams afterwards.
I can't jerk off to Godzilla vs. Biollante, and that's not a world I want to live in.
Is one of your accounts specifically to address
Gondo,
that?
Gondo Ford. It's just fucking me. I took clips out of Godzilla vs. Biollante and fucking played around with it and editing I photoshopped naked men's bodies onto fucking Gondo's fucking body.
Throughout the whole video, you just photoshopped like a PNG file of his head on top of like all the men in the video. It's just awkwardly floating on top of that body.
And the track motion is really bad, like it always like.
And he didn't take the time to pick another character for the movie. It's fucking Gondo up the ass.
I didn't use video, I just used still images, so like I just fucking did like shitty animation where it's like he goes from one face to another, just like ooh.
No, the same awkward smiley face the entire
time. For DFOS just shakes the JPEG around.
Oh my gosh. So let's get it
great.
Let's
go for it.
That should be the title. Go for it.
Go for it,
birdie.
It's a big birdie. Fucking Gondo's head on Rodan's body. Photoshop a big dick on a Rodan. First things first, SOS thing. Andres was late tonight. Audience, I know you're shocked. I know you're hurt that Andres would disappoint you in that way.
Hold on. Okay,
just like everybody else. He puts his pants on. He puts his pants on one leg at a time.
It's one thing to berate me for being late this one time. It's another thing to berate me when we've never berated anyone else for ever being late.
Because
you!
I realize, of course, that there's less of a focus on punctuality in your culture.
my God.
I love that, though, because the reason why we're busting Andres' ass about this is because every other endeavor I've ever experienced with him, he's always been the first one to show up. G-Fest trip, first one to show up. Fucking every other episode of SOS, he is online, bright-eyed, bushy-tailed, and ready to go. Tonight,
flies all the way from the wet coast, still arrives in New York before my plane.
Also, Andres showed up and was like, "Hi, Bill, it's wonderful to meet you." Tonight, he showed up and he was like, "Fucking hi, fuckers, I'm fucking here." He scratched his ass. He fucking spit on the floor. It was fucking disgusting.
Belly's hanging out. He forgot to shave. He's got a
actually, I have forgotten to shave for a while.
Andres is falling apart at the seams. What happened to my beautiful Mexican child?
He died, okay?
He's my hideous Mexican teenager.
He's sitting at his computer right now, fucking Doritos in hand, patchy beard in full bloom, fucking tequila belly hanging out.
He's only wearing like these really like tiny boxers, and like his balls are hanging out the side of the leg. He's sitting there just scratching at his belly button,
picking lint out of it and shit. Yeah,
he's about it.
I've turned into a cholo, the thing I've hated most.
So, kids, here's my would you rather question to you wonderful gentlemen out there, and I want you to give this a considerable amount of logical reasoning because it's a true moral quandary, gentlemen. Would you rather, for the rest of your life, every single time you utter the word Godzilla, have a big, enormous, muscly man come up to you and kick you right in the balls? Or, for the rest of your life, your penis will no longer be a penis. Instead, it will be a shark.
Kind of badass, not gonna lie.
Now hang on. I don't mean like a big, like shark-sized shark. I mean like a dick-sized shark.
Oh, really?
But it's a shark. It's a shark. You can still put your pants on, one leg at a time. Your dick's just a shark.
Are we talking great white? Are we talking basking, whale
No, it's
shark?
like a great white. It's like a
shark.
It's a great white or mako, but it's just the size of your dick.
No, wouldn't it make more sense for it to be a hammerhead shark?
No, Andres, don't.
Do I have to keep swimming or it'll die?
No. It's a magical air-breathing shark.
What's a land shark?
David, I'm looking at you for an answer to this moral quandary.
I'd say Dick is now a shark.
What?
Why?
Okay, it would be a really good measure of security. I'll never get shanked, I'll never get kicked in the balls, and I don't need to hire a bodyguard.
That is an interesting point that nobody has brought up.
You're gonna freak out as soon as you wake up and say, "Oh my God, my dick is now a shark." So you're gonna freak out. You're gonna call a doctor, and the doctor's gonna be like, "I don't know what's going on." So he's gonna call a government probably, and then the government's gonna like arrest you and everything like that. They're gonna put you in fucking quarantine because this might be some sort of pathological virus that fucking ISIS threw in the air or something. And
shark disease.
And the fucking shark penis.
It's the new Ebola crisis.
Like, what the fuck? You're fucked, David.
It's a magical dick shark. It's a disease.
I just love that it's some sort of disease that like gives men dick sharks, and I assume gives women octopussies.
Oh shit! Oh shit!
Dick shark versus octopussy.
Yeah.
No. They breed and create sharktopus.
Oh my God!
So David, you're going with the dick shark.
I'll go with the dick shark.
Now, here's the thing. This logic is actually interesting because he's right. Who's gonna fuck with a guy who's literally got a shark in his pants?
At the same time, I mean, if you bring a shark to a gunfight,
it's not gonna protect you from gunfire. Here's the other problem, Dave. Like, have you considered how much your life is gonna have to change now that your penis is a shark?
Whoa,
which means you will never get that Asian. Your dream.
You're never going to be able to have sex again. Ever.
You gotta worry about it biting you on the leg, tape it up.
If my cock is replaced with a shark, wouldn't the hormones go away with the cock?
No, because it acts the same. It acts exactly the same as a.
So if you rub it, it gets,
Yeah, it gets. Yeah, exactly. You can make it come, but
David.
You can't grab a shark though, Dave. It's gonna bite your hand off.
Turns into a great white.
I thought I was in control of the shark.
Oh no! It's no. You can't control it. No, it's a shark. It's just a shark.
You can't control the beast.
Okay, I'm starting to reevaluate my answer. Is there a third option?
No. You're either getting kicked in the nuts every time you say Godzilla, or you got a dick shark.
Well, here's the thing. If I choose getting kicked in the nuts, I might as well, remove my nuts.
You just go have a sex
Which is the same thing as getting a dick shark.
Wait, so the balls would disappear when your dick turns into a shark?
Or does it like nibble at?
Because if that's the case, how are you still
No. The shark's fins are the testicle.
They're awful flat, aren't they?
Whatever. It's a magical shark, Dylan. What do you want from me? It's a magical shark.
What's the dorsal fin?
There's no dorsal fin.
What do you mean there's no dorsal?
What?
Because it's just.
You say I can't say Godzilla, right? Otherwise, I'd be kicked in the nuts.
Yeah, but you can say King of the Monsters. You can say the Big G. You can say
Gigantus.
You can say Gigantus.
What about Jita?
Gojira?
No, Jita. Just Jita.
So, David, are you switching your answer?
Yeah, I'm switching my answer.
Adam, what's your logic here?
Oh, well, my logic is getting kicked in the balls every time I say Godzilla because I want to use my dick. Damn it.
Dylan, what's your logic here, and what's your answer?
As fascinating as an advance would be to science to have a dick shark, it just seems like too much maintenance.
It would mean actual advances in the field of science, though.
It would mean actual advances in the field of science. However,
just like the bumper dumper?
Just like the bumper dumper. Or the bumper dumper.
The bumper dumper.
and the Euro Club and the potty putter. These are all fantastic inventions that we just couldn't live without.
Thanks to the magic of science.
Which, by the way, the potty fisher would be really fun if you had a dick shark. But
big time! It's trying to bite the fish as you reel them in.
But I digress. It just seems like a little bit too much maintenance, and it seems like it would be easier to adjust to never being able to say Godzilla again than it would having to manage a shark on a daily basis.
I see that logic. All right, so. Everybody in this call is going with option A. Andres, you haven't given your exact logic, so go ahead.
Well, I can still lead a normal life with option A.
I mean, but you can't live the life you're living right now, really.
But then again, we don't really talk about Godzilla that much for the majority of the time on SOS.
And
yeah, but you do.
And when we do, you just call him Japanese Gorgo. I mean,
I just call him Japanese Gorgo.
But nobody's going to know what you're talking about except for us. Are we the only people you talk to?
No.
Was Adam's joke earlier true?
To be honest, you guys really are the only people I talk about Godzilla to in real life.
Oh, is that true? See, I'm not like that, so that's why it'd be such a big problem for me. And that's why I'm going with option B. My dick's going to be a shark, and I'll tell you why.
Oh my god. Everyone look at him and laugh at him.
No, hang on. I'm the smart man here.
Dickshark.
I'm the smart man here. Here's what I'm doing. We live in a modern age of science, right?
Still a cage around his dick.
So I wake up one morning with a dick shark. Oh my god, my shark's a dick. Whoa, shit. So I play around with it for a little bit. I'm like, oh shit, my dick's a shark.
Oh yeah, this is his reaction.
Whoa.
I go, oh shit, I need to get this fixed. Knife, cut, chop it off. All right.
But then you are without penis.
Yes, I am. But then I go, oh shit, I just cut my dick off. Call hospital. Doctor, I just cut my penis off and it got washed away. I don't have access to it anymore. What can we do? Oh my god, well, little Billy, I have the perfect option for you. We have the magic of a penis transplant.
They
hand you a cattle.
I picture this being like the brain that wouldn't die. You just see this penis being kept alive by Coca-Cola, right?
They hand you a catalog, you're flipping through, you're looking at all these penises, and all of a sudden you get to the biggest, blackest chick, and you're like, I'll take that one.
Yeah, I want that one.
And then here you are, this pasty white dude, and you're hitting on chicks like, baby, I got something you ain't never seen.
Oh, God.
Hold on to your butts.
Butt is being held.
So who would you rather be raped by? Sasquatch or a horse? Now let me get into some logic about this. I've worked with some horses, and they've got big dicks. So let's open this up for discussion. Who would you rather be raped by, Sasquatch or a horse?
You know what you're getting into with the horse.
I have a logic question. If I'm being raped by the horse, how does the horse get my clothes off?
That's what you're worried about. It doesn't, Bill. It just penetrates right through your jeans.
Oh, all right. Oh, gee, I can't wear those jeans again. I'll wear my fucking crappy jeans.
So wait, you realize that
Don't
this means
worry,
that
Bill.
that means that
Don't worry about those jeans.
Bill. That means that part of your jeans is going up your ass too, which means you're probably going to get dysentery.
Not only do you get raped by a shady-looking horse, yeah, I'm adding the fact that he's shady-looking now. He's one gnarly-looking horse. Anyway.
Well, how do you determine?
He's got a scar over his eye.
Yeah, he's clearly a deranged horse.
I love how this matters. I just love how I love how the look of the horse matters at this point.
And you see his dick, right? So you see the horse
holding a pocket knife in his mouth.
You see this one
switchblade. A switchblade.
So you see this one vein just traveling down the horse's dick, throbbing.
You see, he's psychologically scarred because he was a war horse. But anyway.
They don't use horses in war anymore, idiot.
I can't get hard anymore unless it's right.
He's also a senior citizen. Anyway.
What, did he fight in World War I? What the fuck?
Yeah, he's an old-ass horse.
That's the last war they really used horses in.
But he's still got it in all the ways that will hurt you. Anyway, not only do you have to get raped by this horse.
So we're all fucking the horse in the end.
So wait, we're getting raped by a World War I veteran horse. Oh, who's shady, deranged? Oh, he's got PTSD.
Not only does that happen, and not only have the floodgate that was your anus been cracked open for all eternity, but afterwards you have to walk home looking like SpongeBob SquarePants after he ripped his pants.
Wait, hang on, David, you haven't answered with the revised...
I was gone for at least 5 minutes.
The revised question is, would you rather get fucked by a horse or raped by a shady PTSD World War I veteran horse and turn out human, fine, with a stretched out ass and the potential of getting dysentery, or be raped by a Sasquatch and become a horse? Does that make sense?
None of these fucking questions make sense, Bill.
But do you understand what I'm asking you? All right, so David, what's your logic here?
Okay, so what was the one with the PTSD horse?
You get raped by a horse, and you end up turn out human.
World War I era, psychologically scarred eye patch over one eye, fucking wooden leg.
He's missing a leg. They call him Lucky.
The only thing functioning is his gargantuan penis. He is a stud among horses.
So you're gonna fuck him, and you're gonna turn out human just with a stretched out asshole and the potential of getting dysentery.
Cheese and rice.
No, you're not.
The potential of getting dysentery.
He's raping you. Like, you gotta imagine, he's going in like rough, dry. He's got a knife up to your throat. There.
Oh, wait a minute! If he can't take off the clothes, how does he put a knife in my throat?
Moves you'll be regretting, boy. I faced off against Germans. You're nothing, boy.
Drag your ass over.
Oh my god! I love this character! Lucky the PTSD rode the wood horse!
He drew first come.
I fucked up the Kaiser. I can fuck you.
You want the good fight? I'll fight the good fight.
Oh my god. Oh my god.
So Lucky the PTSD-ridden horse.
Oh my fucking god. Oh. I just dropped my microphone.
You know what you do?
That's not the only thing he's dropping.
So David, what are you doing here? What's your logic?
So nothing happens after I'm fucked with a horse, right?
Except the stretched out anus and potential for dysentery.
So what happens with the other option?
If you get raped by Sasquatch, you turn into a horse.
With a little dick. You don't even get the horse
you don't
cock.
even get the horse cock.
This is a lose-lose scenario.
Alright, fair point.
So there is no third option, as usual.
There is no...
No, there's never a third option. That's the whole point.
Damn it.
David, you have to answer the question right now.
I switched my answer to option A.
So you're fucking Lucky the PTSD horse.
Yes.
I'll treat you real good, David.
Lucky, you're gonna rape him. You're not gonna treat him good. What's wrong with you?
I'll make him appreciate those Asians all the more.
This is the worst rapist since Big Jake.
Big Jake ain't got shit on me.
He's a machine. I'm all natural, baby.
Oh my god. Andres, does your mother still listen to this show? Q Ranger's fucking weird. I love this show so much.
Syncing this up with the safety dance is absolutely hilarious. Because that's exactly what I'm doing right now.
Well, you know, if your friends don't dance, and if they can't dance, then they're no friends of mine.
They're no friends. If you don't watch Q Rangers, then you're not no friends of mine.
I really want Adam to dress up like Bandora and fucking be like to save the Earth.
That's what we do. Like if the year comes where all of us go to G-Fest, we're all dressed up as Pandora and her minions, and we're just marching around to the song.
Oh shit! Which one's book bag?
Which way? Hang on. Which one's
this? I think we should all go as Pandora, and then all of a sudden we all walk in at the same time, like we're expecting a panel or something, and then all of a sudden we just look at each other and like, who the fuck? I said, why
are you all dressed like? We look at everybody like, why are you all dressed like idiots?
I got an army of
fucking nerds. Nerds.
Nerds, we watch Q Ranger.
We start throwing staffs at him, expecting him to grow. We're removed for having a psychotic episode.
They had to renovate one of the McDonald's in my area one time because some cunt drove a car through the window.
Oh shit! That happens a lot, though. I hear stories of fucking drunk drivers running through fucking stores and fucking destroying them, and people getting hurt and fucking and even worse, dying and shit.
I don't know if she ran into the McDonald's because that's just what she happened to run into, or if she ran into the McDonald's because she was angry at the McDonald's. But I like to believe that she was a disgruntled customer.
She's like, my Big Mac was very dry.
Put pickles on my sandwich, you bastard.
No pickles. She's been hiding the pickles. She's a pickle hider.
So doing the pointing and screaming from Invasion of the Body Snatchers.
I can't do that. I can't do that noise without dying.
That's the sound Bill makes when he takes a shit.
You keep it up, Dave. You fucking see what happens. Let's see what happens next Friday.
Next Friday, you two are going to recreate the Benny Hill show. Just chasing each other. You're chasing each other all over LA.
I got long legs, motherfucker. You better be sure that you can outrun me.
I have dedication.
You have dedication.
And heart.
See, you both have an advantage is the cool thing. It's like you're longer legged, but you get winded faster.
This is like a case of the cheetah versus the elk.
Dylan, that remains to be seen. We'll see how much skinnier Dave is than me when we meet up in person. We're gonna put that to the test.
Dave, don't you work out and shit, and then
No.
And then
the only workout I do is
used to.
See, David used to work out, and
the only workout he gets is when he strains the shit after he eats all his fucking McDonald's.
So the guy's got experience, man. He used to work out. Meanwhile, you occasionally lift a Diet Coke.
Bill, before you leave, let's make the general announcement. We're gonna fucking meet up in person and go see Hollywood Babylon.
Yes, the SOS Go Hollywood.
So keep Andres and I updated on the situation with the car and everything, so that we know.
I forgot to say, actually, about 5 minutes after we started recording, got the news back. It's all right. I'll make it.
You're good? Okay.
I'm good.
All right.
So I'm going to get your Babylon tickets tomorrow then. Hopefully they're not sold out yet. If they are, we have a fucking problem.
Yeah.
And if they are?
If they are,
we'll have to work.
If they are sold out, I guess that's just one activity you're not partaking in, David. Them's the breaks.
Maybe
doesn't involve watching Bill eat.
Yeah, well, we're not going to eat there. We worked that out because it's too fucking expensive.
Yeah.
In Los Angeles?
No,
the
Hollywood Improv Club, where the show is taking place. Where the show is being taken place.
Oh. Oh shit! I thought we were just sitting in the car and listening to the radio.
Why the fuck would we be getting tickets for listening to the radio in a fucking car, David?
I don't know.
God.
What is this?
I didn't question it. Whatever.
David, I explained this to you in a lengthy text message what it was.
I may have skimmed through it rather than read it, Bill.
You skimmed through a text
I said, hey,
What are you? You are more and more like a Fat Albert character the more we talk. It's that's the more I realize.
Alright, what's the name of this fucking place so I can Google it?
The Hollywood Improv.
Oh, it's a fucking restaurant or I'm confused. I don't know if I'm looking at the right fucking thing.
Most comedy clubs have food.
Most. That's 99%. Where's the other 1%? This could have been one of them.
Oh, shady-ass back alley where you can fucking buy heroin.
Well, here's the thing. We could just sneak in some McDonald's.
I'm down.
If Bill truly is as fat as I think he is, we can just hide it under his shirt.
That's the one smart thing you've ever said in this entire show, David, and it has to do with McDonald's. How sad is your life, David?
What the? So I'm on the page right now, so they're not sold out. And fucking the restriction is 2 items minimum. What does that mean?
Can you bring your Nintendo 3DS and your cell phone and that's it? That's your 2 items? So I can bring my cell phone and my wallet, but I can't bring my keys? Well, I guess I'm probably not going to bring my keys with me. There'll be no reason.
Basically, it's a safety measure, Bill.
You can bring your shirt and pants, but you can't bring your shoes?
Or your socks or your underwear.
It's basically a safety measure. So you can bring your gun and your clip, but you can't bring the bullets.
Wait, how far is LA from you, Andres?
It's an hour to 2 hour drive.
Shit! It's fucking 4 hours for me. I thought it was the same.
I know that!
But by that point...
I thought you were in San Francisco. Then I thought, oh wait, this motherfucker's in San Diego.
He lives on the Mexican border. How is he in San Francisco? Did you not see the new Godzilla movie? Do you know where San Francisco is?
I thought it was across Texas. I'm going to look this up now.
Andres, when we meet up, I need a gun. I'm not going to tell you why I need the gun, but I need a gun.
Texas isn't even close to California.
You are closer to Texas than
California. There's 2 fucking states between Texas and California.
California.
David, I told you time and time and time and time again.
He sounds a little frustrated.
Fucking city is fucking Comic-Con.
Son of a bitch! There's Mexico. You weren't kidding.
Fuck you, David!
It's the greatest reaction ever, son of a bitch.
Why do I have to tell you this time and 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 time again?
Oh, so we're going to Hollywood.
What city do I live in?
Yes.
I know the word sand is in it.
No, it's not.
Sand.
It's not at all.
Not sand.
You're like one letter. You're a space off.
There's more sand where you live than there is where he lives.
Yeah. Right?
I can't handle David's shit tonight.
Well, we're gonna. Well, hang on. Well,
no, David, please answer the question. I need this.
This is called "This is how the episode needs to start."
Come on. I remember Andres followed it up with the homeland of something.
Come on, you know this.
That does not help you at all.
I've given you several landmarks.
All right, Dave. Do you remember the city that you got it confused with?
Oh my god!
Sounds kind of like Sandy Legos.
According to Andres, I got it confused with many cities.
Just take a stab in the dark. What city does the motherfucking kid live in? The one who's older than everybody else here. He's a motherfucking kid.
You can narrow it down to the right state, can't you?
Alright, San Tiesto.
What?
Alright, thank you, David.
I don't know if that's the real fucking city.
Okay. I'll give you a chance to redeem yourself. What state is next to California?
Oh god, I don't even know if I could answer
that. On the right or the left?
Just just name one fucking state next to California, and you'll redeem yourself for the entire SOS fan base, because everyone has been shitting on you recently, David, for your lack of geographical skills.
That's not all they've been shitting on him for. It's
right.
The ocean.
That was my next guess.
All right, guys, hang on. Let's shine the spotlight on him, David. Name the city and state that Andres lives in. You have 5 seconds. If you don't answer it, I'm gonna stab you the next time we meet up in person.
California, Santa Monica Pier.
No, that's not even a fucking city.
At least he got the right state.
What do you three think of Pop Quiz Hot Shots?
I fucking loved it. It was brilliant.
I have not watched it.
So Andres, you and I watched it together.
Right when we came home with McDonald's.
Yeah. So it went up on April 1st. Very funny.
It was like, that's funny. Oh, when does the real episode come out? Oh.
Yeah, as Lord Cat said. It's a fucking travesty. It is depressing to watch, because you're just like, these guys had a budget for this.
There are independent films that have been made with less money than look better like that. Robert Rodriguez has worked with less money than allegedly $47,000.
The reason why I fucking reacted so negatively to Pop Quiz Hot Shot was because I was like, one of the projects we did first semester at Five Towns was in TV Workshop 1, we had to make a game show. And ours was about on the same level as what they did. And I was like, you motherfuckers. We had no money, really didn't care, and ours was more entertaining than this piece of shit. Ours was also obviously a lot shorter, to be fair.
Are
you fucking kidding me?
What even is the premise of this game show?
Brad plays an exaggerated version of himself he's obsessed about having a game show, and he decides because he can't legally make one that he plans on kidnapping people and hosting them in some underground dungeon or whatever. And the premise itself falls flat on its fucking face when both the contestants and himself are bored out of their fucking skulls.
That and also they just, for the pilot, which they, by the way, said, we're going to pitch this to a fucking network. In the pilot, they used two guys who, one of the guys fucking destroyed the other one.
Yeah, because that makes for some great drama. And also the physical challenges right off the bat
It's like right off the fucking bat when you start off with like those little metal fish, that plastic fish magnet fishing board game. It's like,
did you understand the thing anybody was saying in that sequence?
No, because again, shotgun mic. Nobody could understand what anyone is saying.
And also, it's like later on, the nostalgia critic pops up, and it's like nobody can. It's like
he doesn't have a microphone.
Like, yeah, it was fucking stupid. It's embarrassing. It's a fucking travesty.
Somebody put together like a little 2-minute thing called Pop Quiz Hotshot, the TV edit version.
Oh, I love this version.
Yeah,
let's watch it. Let's do a little commentary, shall we?
Okay, go. I'm on 000.
All right, everybody, press play in 3, 2, 1. Play.
Ugh, I don't want to see this again.
It's the TV edited version.
It'll be.
Look at that fucking logo.
Oh god.
Quiz that shed. I'm your host, Brad.
Oh my god.
Let's go right into the 80s questions. The My Buddy doll.
Are they in Detroit? Was this filmed in Detroit? I thought it
was First off, that's a fake Thompson submachine gun that he cocks twice. It wouldn't work like that.
Yeah.
Is it that fucking, like, dictator from South Africa whose name I forget? The one that, like, resorted... Yeah, the one who, like, resorted to cannibalism and all that shit?
Yeah, Idi Amin.
Fucking Idi Amin.
Look at this fucking guy. He's trying so hard, but got so far, and in the end, it doesn't even matter.
Touché.
Brad Jones, you are easily the best part of this thing.
But even then, he clearly doesn't want to be there.
Look at Dylan. You could see the seams in the walls.
So fucking like.
Why is there? The thing that astonishes me is that they're using a fucking shotgun mic.
Yeah, that's fucking asinine.
Why is Napoleon Dynamite suddenly dressed like Optimus Prime?
He lost the physical challenge or something like some bullshit like that.
Some stupid reason.
It's like him versus the whitest person ever.
Just my microphone, and we get to know a little something more about.
Oh, and you see this guy. He edited in the audition videos.
John, I know that I'm in my 30s.
Oh god, this fucker.
Sort of, maturity, gravitas. Well,
thinks he has gravitas. Is that what he just said?
Yeah, and he's got My Little Pony playing in the background.
Oh god, way too close up. Oh god.
Love all your work, man.
I'll suck your dick.
I love you, Doug Walker.
Oh my god.
The camera's so close to this kid, I can like play connected dots with his acne. Like,
yeah, I was going to say the same thing. Yeah, it looks like a squirrel.
This show is embarrassing.
And then they show the Channel Awesome logo, like, wasn't this great?
I love how this Channel Awesome logo is so much better than anything in the actual fucking show.
Yeah, I've also heard that they're really not allowed to use that logo because apparently the guy who made it, like, they never got paid for them using it or something. Or am I thinking of something else?
Maybe it's like the music used just for the actual titles card, the actual like pop quiz intro or whatever.
I don't know, but that Pop Quiz Hotshot logo, holy shit, is it's fucking shitty.
Oh yeah, it just made out like cardboard and styrofoam, and none of the letters.
Well, I'm just talking about the basic design of it.
Okay, yeah. It's like what is it supposed to be shaped like?
It's like a black box kind of thing, like in front of or behind some words.
The letters are all disjointed and like the sizes are different. It's fucking horrible.
Pop Scam Hotshot.
Yes.
Yeah, it's bad.
And I'm like, Brad Jones, you're so much better than this.
Yeah.
Well, that was fun, but now it's time for the opinions of 3 people you actually care about. Joining us for tonight's very special addendum to the Sons of Serizawa Podcast commentary on Godzilla 2014, we have New York acting extraordinaire and star of such classic films as Sleepy Hollow and Geely, Christopher Walken. And shockingly back from the great beyond, we have radio personality extraordinaire and Scooby-Doo's Shaggy, Casey Kasem. And tonight's very special guest, joining us from London, England, we have the director of the subject of tonight's podcast, Godzilla 2014 director, Gareth Edwards. And now, with tonight's edition of the Fathers of Serizawa Podcast, the legit edition, we take you now to our 3 esteemed hosts.
like, hey, you Casey and Gareth Edwards and Christopher Walken. First of all, one of you is supposed to be dead. That's really weird. But hey, like, is SOS still the greatest podcast ever made? And I'll be like, no, it's our podcast. It's called the fucking Father of Serizawa. Eat that, bitch.
Oh, today I listened to a podcast. It's called Demons from Outer Space. I said to myself, Chrissy W., why are you listening to podcasts on the YouTubes? And I said to myself, because, you know, I like to answer myself when I talk to myself, because, you know, when I was a kid, my father said, if you're rude, if you ask somebody a question, or somebody asks you a question, or in this case, you're asking yourself, so it gets confusing with the pronouns. It's rude if you don't answer, so I says to myself, Chris, you gotta answer your own question. So I look at myself, which is hard, because there are no mirrors around. I said, oh, I forget what the question was.
Well, all I can say personally from experience is that listening to these podcasts, these people certainly don't have the radio presence that I used to have.
I fought Batman. You merely teamed up with him in a shitty cartoon. What do you have to say about that?
The other day I was going through my daily routine, which is, you know, watching Godzilla 2014 and furiously masturbating. And, you know, I got to agree with you, Casey. It came to me that I was like, you know, if I can make this the greatest movie ever made, I should get into the podcasting business, and I'll fucking kick those SOS bastards, like, out of the game.
Guys, I just thought of something weird. He's Casey Kasem. Not only is he supposed to be dead, but he also was in the Batman meets Scooby-Doo cartoon, and he played both Shaggy and also Robin. Whoa.
That just shows how much of a versatile actor that I am compared to you, Christopher. Also, in comparison to what you in response to what you had to say, at least I actually played a comic book character from the actual comics.
I hate to break it to you, Casey, but you came to this podcast because I used a fucking Ouija board.
Why'd you even do that? What's your name again?
Gareth Edwards, director of the greatest movie ever made.
So you're telling me that neither of you can walk through walls?
Specifically.
Well, I'll tell you where I'm walking out of. I'm walking out of here. Ho!
I want to use that as a springboard to talk about our experience, the experience that Bill, David, and I had at Universal Studios, because that was a thing that we've never mentioned on recording, because basically there was a lot of things that prevented us from bringing up that trip. So I just thought it might be interesting to share our thoughts on Universal Studios Hollywood and what kind of stuff we'd like to expect from this Nintendo partnership.
I am so down with that, because that Transformers ride we went on was the fucking shit. That was awesome. And I never thought I would say that about anything connected to the Transformers movies. But that ride is really, really good. Because it's the best parts of all those movies. It's like a solid 5 or 10 minutes maybe.
Oh, it is all the best parts from those movies. It couldn't be much longer.
Yeah, of just the robots beating the ever-living shit out of each
ride,
other.
You see them on the television screen actually interacting with you, and they pretty much, the ride treats them like characters for once.
Having never been to Universal Studios, I have to ask the question. When the Jurassic Park ride breaks down, do the dinosaurs eat the tourists?
Yes, they do. Or they're just improperly timed and they bite too early, and it's really a
that's what happened when we were on Jurassic Park. The T-Rex came out of the waterfall too early, and so after he did his whole roaring,
you're like a mile away.
yes, basically.
I mean, it wasn't a mile, but it was pretty far away, and we saw it. And I was just like, is that supposed to happen?
Let you know what you're in for? Like, build some suspense?
No, because then nothing else happens. Oh, no, I guess you go down a hill, and that's it.
And then 80 feet down, I think that's how high it was. But
it wasn't 80 feet, but it was far enough. The problem was that I forgot that there was going to be that drop, despite all of the fucking like footage I've seen of that ride ever since I was a kid. And I forgot about that drop, so I had my hat on, and my hat went flying into the face of this Korean tourist lady who was behind me. And I turned around, and I'm like, oh god, I gotta get my hat back. And she didn't understand a word of English. And I was like, and also it was like mid the ride, so I had to like scream like, excuse me, ma'am, can I get my hat back? And I'm, like, reaching back to trying to, like, grope her or some shit. I don't know. And I'm like, excuse me, ma'am, can I get my hat back? And she finally hands it to me. And I'm like, thank you! I didn't even get to enjoy the last part of the ride. I should have taken my hat off.
Yeah, King Kong Treats.
Yeah, they do.
The 360 3D. We gotta talk about that.
Bill shit his pants.
I did not. Well,
alright.
Yeah, it was a little bit scary. I got really scared at one point because I was watching the T-Rex, or the V-Rexes rather, excuse me, like fighting something else. Like, I think they were fighting each other over to the left of, because it's, as the title. As the title boasts, it is 3D. So, and it's 360 degrees around. So you have to look both sides. It's not like the Transformers ride where everything happens in front of you.
So you're in, like, the tram cars in the middle of this dark room, and so around you is all these giant screens that project this continuous movie of King Kong rescuing the tram from 3 V-Rexes.
I didn't really equate that that's what he was doing. I just thought he was really pissed. He was like, I'm gonna fucking kill these V-Rexes. So I look over to the side, and there's this fucking Kong, like, right next to me, just sitting there, and I'm like, what the fuck is he gonna do? And not that I'm like, I'm not like thinking like, oh god, King Kong is right next to me. I'm thinking like, some shit's about to happen on this ride that I'm not gonna like. Like, it's gonna get pushed over to the side. I'm gonna, like, run right into David's fat tit and fucking, like, get some of that Salvadorian stank on me. And fucking, like, then we're gonna come down and I'm gonna, like, fucking get my dick jostled or something. Something along those lines.
The series of events that just, like, through your head on the King Kong ride.
I have weird thoughts whenever I go on.
He had unfulfilled dreams.
What the fuck does that mean? Alright, well, we should probably talk at least a little bit about this news. I don't care.
That Nicolas Cage is going to be playing Chernobog in Night on Bald Mountain.
Alright, then I care. I'm seeing this. No, if he does the mocap for that character. Yes. And it's like a dead-on mocap.
Like, instead of the monster roaring, he's like, roar.
He's gonna be like banging on the mountain, scraping at the door. Scraping at the door.
This is the one case where I hope they try to pull that shit that they pulled with Maleficent and try to make it all a movie about how Chernobog wasn't such a bad guy after all.
No.
Just to follow Nicolas Cage dressed as a gargoyle.
No, Nicolas Cage will play both the protagonist and Chernobog.
He's like, I am a reflection of your soul.
Yeah, it'll be a meta piece about how the devil is you and how the devil is inside you and about how you can't put cage in a devil. You put devil in a cage. I guess they could make it about the religious group that stops Chernobog, and they could be the protagonist, and then it could be about their battle against him.
Can Chernobog ride in naked on a giant wrecking ball?
Yes.
And one day, she hears a tapping sound on the door. She opens the door, no one is there, to which she, at the last minute, looked down and knows that it was her dog's collar torn to shreds.
It's like that scene in Terminator 2.
A lot of dogs getting killed in your stories tonight, Andres.
Yeah, Andres, what the fuck?
I don't know, that's the best I could find.
Animal homicide.
The Andres Perez story. Oh man, that's spooky too. I missed a lot of it. My bad. I had to take a pee.
All right.
Bill walks into the fog, sees this creepy creature, tries to figure out what it is, gets a knock on the door. Creature killed their dog. End of story.
Pretty much.
No, I heard that part. That's creepy.
I love the title, The Thing in the Fog. It's like
it's a very
John Carpenter movies put in.
Yeah, it's a very Lovecraftian title. That's what he would call his stories a lot, like The Thing on the Doorstep, or The Thing in the Wall, or The Thing in My Pants. It keeps looking up at me. I think it's hungry. LOL.
Why is it a shark?
Why is it a shark? Call back.
David.
What?
What city do I live in?
Huh?
What city do I, your friend Andres Perez, live in?
I know this has it's related to Godzilla 2014.
No, David!
Not really at all.
Not at all.
Right genre.
Wrong movie.
Right genre, wrong movie. Well, is the movie that we're thinking of a kaiju movie? Not really. It's a special effects movie with dinosaurs in it.
Yeah.
I mean,
That takes place in San Diego. David, we're dropping massive hints here, buddy.
it's not San Andreas. I'm going to lay that one down.
I want to say the Beast from 20,000 Fathoms.
No, because that's New York.
Oh, it's been a while since I've seen Beasts.
Oh.
Is this a Ray Harryhausen movie?
Are you thinking of...
No Ray Harryhausen movie has ever taken place in my city.
There's like maybe one.
Has a movie ever taken place in your city?
Yes, the one that we just mentioned.
Which one?
The dinosaur movie. It came out in the 90s.
Yeah, the blank incident.
Okay. I have a movie in mind, but it may be uncertain. Be gentle here.
I can't make any guarantees.
Is it that dinosaur movie with Whoopi Goldberg in it?
No, it's not Theodore Rex.
Yes, exactly. That's the city. The fictitious city of bullshit land that was in that movie. That movie has some fictional city in it. I forget what it is. It's like bullshit land is what I call it. Was it... Wait a second. Was it Eden? New Eden?
Maybe, I don't remember.
I don't remember. That movie was like such a knockoff of like Blade Runner and everything with the world that it created. Alright, David, I'm going to tell you the movie, and then hopefully this will make it a dead giveaway.
The only movie that I'm thinking of is The Lost World by this point.
Yes, it's The Lost
World!
Wait. Are you talking about The Lost World Jurassic Park?
Actually, I was thinking about the 1925 movie.
Oh.
Jesus fucking.
We just said 90s.
Oh, 90s? Well, Lost World could have been set in the 90s.
How much you fucked that up is legendary. I've never met somebody who's fucked something up that bad as how you just fucked that up.
Well, here's something that seems fucked up and blasphemous. I've never seen the 1925 version of The Lost World.
I've never watched it in full myself.
You know what's even more sad? Bill himself said the name of my city in passing, and David did not pick that up.
Pasadena?
Pasadena?
He's got the right state this time. So, David, you're in the right ballpark. Now, just
in California.
David, there's a huge convention there every year for nerds. It is the biggest of its kind in the world, in the planet.
It is the greatest place in America for jacking it.
Disney World?
Disney World, yeah.
That's the city. The city, David.
Jesus Christ, Andres.
It is... Okay, I think, Andres, correct me if I'm wrong with this. It is the southernmost California city. Am I wrong about that?
No, but it's pretty much it. I mean, technically there is San Isidro, but it's technically not really a city. It's more of a county. Yeah, basically it is right next to the border.
Alright, so it is one of the most southernmost cities, not countries.
Not counting anything from Texas.
Y'all got rednecks over there?
No, because it's not.
We just established we're in California.
I know, but I heard the word southern, and then the first thing I thought of was like a prospector or something.
You're a fucking southerner. Your fucking people are southerners.
Hang on, prospectors are not rednecks. They're completely different stereotypes.
My bad.
You're thinking of Deliverance.
David, you know what? This whole episode is going to be us picking your brain, because it's pretty entertaining.
You're thinking of, like, Deliverance, and you should be thinking more like Breaking Bad.
I don't know how else we're going to tell him without just telling him what the city is.
San Diego.
Holy shit!
Oh my god! Whoa! Shots fired. Illuminati confirmed. Everybody in the audience.
I am not going to applaud because of the sheer number of hints that we had to give.
I feel like this is the moment where like the Rocky theme at the very end starts playing. Dun 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 dun.
Adrian! I did it!
Now, why he had to run up those stairs and drink all those rotten eggs just to guess what city Andres lives in is beyond me, but he trained for this, damn it.
scraping at the door?